The NFL is no stranger to massive humans. The average size of an NFL lineman is 6'5", 312 pounds. Standing next to an average man, that is downright scary. Even though big dudes are stuck doing the dirty work, battling in the trenches, and often forgot about, they have been the producer of some of the most iconic moments.
Down, Jacksonville, they trail 13-0. The screen is intercepted. Big Keith Traylor, look at him rumble. 40, 50, watch out, the earth is shaking. He's at the 30, he's at the 20. He won't give it up. Oh my!
Now, after discussing the fastest and strongest men in NFL history, I decided to look into the biggest and tallest men to ever play in the National Football League. But before we get started, I gotta thank Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. Available now on iOS and Android, this is a free-to-play, brand new RPG that almost 10 million players worldwide have downloaded within just 3 months. Its graphics are incredibly smooth, along with its strategic gameplay, boss fights, and an amazing storyline. With over 400 champions to choose from, with my personal favorite being this dude, everyone can find something in the game they enjoy. Personally, I love the aspect of battling other live players and trying to climb up the competitive rankings. With over 200,000 reviews, Raid nearly has a perfect score on the Play Store. Raid also has a brand new loyalty reward program where new players get a daily login reward for the first 90 days in the game. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and you will get 50k silver and a free champion to start your journey. Good luck, and I'll see you there. When we go on the journey to finding the biggest player ever, we must first define what big means. I have separated this into 2 separate categories: height and weight. Let's start with height. To be tall and play football is just asking for a knee injury. In fact, Shaquille O'Neal said that he loved playing football until another player hit him in the knee one day, and it totally changed his whole mindset. That's why when I think of the tallest NFL wide receiver ever, Harold Carmichael, I can't help but be impressed. Standing at 6'8", 3 inches taller than Calvin Johnson, Harold Carmichael to me looks like Kevin Durant in a football uniform. But even at that frame, Carmichael was incredibly graceful. He couldn't be stopped on high-pointed passes, and he was lethal on the bubble screen. To stand out this much, still be a 4-time Pro Bowler, and play till he was 35, I don't think we'll see anyone quite like this dude again in the NFL. But then again, there was Ed Too Tall Jones.
I was gonna guesstimate.
Standing at 6'9", Ed Too Tall Jones was a former basketball player who, after playing 2 years at the collegiate level, decided to leave the team to concentrate on football. Jones wasn't only good, he was on an entirely different level. After becoming a 2-time All-American, he would go number 1 in the 1974 draft to the Dallas Cowboys. Within 5 years, Jones had become a force and helped the Cowboys win Super Bowl 12. He then left football to become a pro boxer, where he holds a perfect 6-0 record with 5 knockouts. He had left football for 2 years when he decided to rejoin the Cowboys, and he ended up making 3 Pro Bowls in a row after returning. He claimed that boxing had made him a better football player. But in the question of height, Jones's 6'9" frame isn't the tallest player the NFL has ever seen. At an incredible 7 feet 0 inches, Richard Sly is the tallest NFL player ever. Well, technically. As a member of the Oakland Raiders in 1967, Sly was mostly a backup who only played in 8 games. He then never played another season in the league. Perhaps a better example of the tallest player who actually made a difference was Morris Stroud. Stroud was a tight end for the Chiefs in the early 1970s, and he became mostly known for trying to block field goals by standing underneath the goalpost and jumping up to deflect the ball as it came down. The NFL eventually did away with this and made a rule similar to basketball's goaltending, and it became known as the Stroud rule. I feel like this strategy would have never worked, but anyways, now it's time to look at our other section.
All right, Ray, this is definitely the fight I've been looking forward to. William the Refrigerator Perry against Manute Bol.
The tallest player to ever lace it up in NBA history. Oh, I love what the fridge is decked out in. It looks like a one piece for a little swimwear, maybe. So two former pro athletes step into the center of the ring, and what a great visual image this is. Manute Bol dancing around the fridge, just kind of circling, awaiting his prey.
There might not be a more famous big guy in NFL history than William the Refrigerator Perry. Perry was a rookie when he came into stardom during the Chicago Bears' run to the Super Bowl in 1985. The story goes that when defensive coordinator Buddy Ryan refused to play Perry at defensive tackle, his regular position, head coach Mike Ditka decided to play the big man at fullback.
Perry. That one registered 3.8.
After scoring a few iconic touchdowns, Perry became known as the heaviest player to ever score a touchdown. Ever since then, Perry was essentially a 1980s NFL meme. Whether it was his own song, or a celebrity boxing match, Perry proved to be a fan favorite. He played 10 seasons in the league, but the only thing that he's really mentioned for was playing fullback that handful of times during his rookie season, and he has one of the best nicknames ever. As far as weight, teammates joked that Perry was, quote, one biscuit shy of 350 pounds, but for what he truly weighs, he was somewhere between the 315 to 335 range. Apparently, he reached as much as 380 pounds at one point. As far as his place in NFL history, the fridge ranks out as approximately the 4th heaviest player the league has ever seen. At the top, we have Terrell Brown and Aaron Gibson. They both weighed in at over 400 pounds. Terrell Brown, who stood at 6 foot 10 inches, probably qualifies for the biggest frame with his height and weight, but he never made it past training camp. Gibson, on the other hand, actually played. He started the entire 2002 season for the Bears at right tackle. He had become the first NFL player to be officially listed at 400 pounds. Just to get an idea of how massive this dude really is, he outweighs Vince Wilfork by just about 75 pounds. That's the same difference between Patriots starting center David Andrews and Tom Brady. Speaking of quarterbacks, I can't finish this video without mentioning the hefty lefty. Sadly, Jared Lorenzen, the iconic big man quarterback, passed away a few weeks ago. The man was only 38 years old. Many of you have probably seen the video I made about him a few years back, but if you haven't, Jared Lorenzen was the people's hero. Playing at just about 300 pounds in college, Lorenzen became a legend at Kentucky, setting many of their passing records. Overcoming the odds, the big man quarterback found his way into the NFL. Although his NFL career was brief, he was Eli Manning's backup the year they beat the undefeated Patriots in the Super Bowl. So technically, he's an NFL champion. But because of what he did in college and going viral for his appearance in an arena football jersey, Jared Lorenzen is the perfect representation that big guys can have skill too. We're never going to forget you, Jared. You will always be considered a legend in the game of football. Rest easy, big man.
They come after Lorenzen. Open, wide open. The game